Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk, and I'm here with a tutorial to make this little cubed box. It's 2-inch cubed, and you slip off this belly band and you open it up, and it's this sort of hinged box effect, like so. It's not my design. I've cased my old boss, Caroline from Crafty Caroline Create. She made this, and I remember looking at it thinking, God, I love that box, and never getting round to making it, and now I have. So, as Caroline would say, it's got a little bit of a wow there when you open it up. Obviously, this is my little prototype, so this is done with last year's Christmas paper, but I'm going to redo it now in some of this year's Christmas paper, and I'm using this. Well, I'm using that sheet there, as you can see. I've cut it out. So this is the Brightly Gleaming Speciality DSP, which is available in the new catalogue, which is due out on the 4th, to go live on the 4th September. This one. I have sent these out to customers and people who've asked them. I've still got some left, so if you haven't got a demonstration, you would want one, then let me know, and I would be delighted to pop that in the post for you. So this Brightly Gleaming, we've got it's foiled with a copper foiling. So some of these don't necessarily are not necessarily Christmas. That one is, but the others could be used for other occasions. I really like that, and when I first saw this, it did remind me of the Moroccan paper we had many years ago, which spookily is the page, the sheet that Caroline used on her project that reminds me of this. That's a nice sort of geometric pattern there, some nice hollies and berries, and then this paper here, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. This is what I'm using. As you can see, I've cut that bit off, and on the other side it's also very, very beautiful, like these bold plain colours. Love that one. I love this pretty peacock that we've now got, and that stripe, I really like that. There, I love these combinations of colours, go really, really well. Some stars and stripes, very nice. And then that's the other side of the sheet that I'm using, which will make the inside of the box look lovely. So let me just remind myself of the colours that are in it. It's Mossy Meadow, which is my favourite green, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, and Very Vanilla. Okay, so let's get on with my box. So what you need, now I can't find the bits that I've cut out. Here we go. So what you need for the outside of the box is you need a piece that is 6 inches by 8.5 inches. So you can get 2 of these out of a sheet of 12 by 12, and then you need a piece of corresponding cardstock. I've chosen the Pretty Peacock there, and this is 5, well, it's basically 6 by 6, but you've taken off 16, so it's 5 and 5/16 by 5 and 5/16. And then you need scrap, a Very Vanilla, and scrap of Pretty Peacock. Oh, and you also need some copper foil, which I shall get out in a sec. So let's get the scoring done. We'll do this one first because it's really simple. So this is just scored 2 inches on all 4 sides. So we go down 2 inches and rotate, and we're just going to make a sort of cubed box with that. Then on this one, we are going to score on the short side at 2 and 4, which that's quite simple. 2 and 4. And then on the long side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches, 4.5 inches, and 6.5 inches. Then you're going to add on the bit here where you've got your first score line is the short one, you're going to score at 1.5, but stop at that first score line there, and at 4.5, and again stop at that first score line. Then flip it. You're going to do the same, but obviously the first score line is down 2 inches, so we're going to score at 1.5 all the way down to there, and at 4.5 all the way down to there. Okay, and then I'm going to keep my score tool, and I'm going to get my metal ruler, and then we're going to score. It's a bit difficult to see on here, which is why I've drawn a template. So you've got a score line that's there, and you want to draw that diagonally to the end of here. Oh, and you've got, oh, I've missed out the score lines. The 1.5 needs to go in the middle, so I actually need my bigger ruler. You need to go where you've got your 2 score lines there. You've got one there and one there, and let me find them again. I can't see them. And we're going to score on this centre one here. And you're going to do the same over on this side. Just score in this centre one here. So you've got, can't really see it on either of them, but it looks like this. And then we're going to draw score a line on these 2 diagonals here. So because it is quite hard to see, that's why I've drawn the template for you to see. So I'm going from that corner to that corner there. And then from that corner, that score line we just drawn in to the score line at the edge there. And do the same on this side. I will put all the measurements and this on my blog, nigezza.co.uk, so you'll be able to view it there. And that's all the scoring, and then you can see these shaded bits are the bits that we now need to cut away. So I'm going to get rid of my score tool, put it back in there so I don't lose it. Get my big scissors, because this is much simpler. Now, where I've drawn red lines on here, that is what you need to cut up. So first of all, I'm going to cut up all of the 4 lines up to that first score line. I might do some folding and burnishing first, because that just might make it easier to see those score lines. Obviously I'm not going to burnish the diagonal ones or the partial ones. The ones that we can do, I will. I just love this paper, it's so beautiful. There we go. So now we can see those lines a bit better. So I'm going to go straight up. I'll do it on this side. Straight up to that score line. Of course, I made this and then I've been away for the bank holiday weekend, so I have to reacquaint myself. It's a good job I drew that, made the template, because I might have forgotten how I did it. So I went to London for the bank holiday weekend. I went to Notting Hill Carnival. Never been to that before. And yeah, it was exciting. Right, so you're doing those, and then you need to cut where you've made those extra little score lines. So there's a score line there and a score line there. So we're going to cut those, and there's a score line there. And one there to cut those, and then we've got the diagonals. Oh, we've got one there as well. I'm just going to fold them because that will make it easier to see when cutting, and then I'll do the diagonals afterwards. So cut those down. I'm using my long scissors, so that makes it easy to cut in one slice. And I'll be saving those bits because they can go on tags, or I might even use them on a card, but they are fairly good sizes. And then we'll snip off these end bits. And then we're going to do, don't want to lose those, precious paper. And then I'm going to cut these diagonals that I've put in. Reminds me a little bit of a Christmas tree. This shape, it's what Christmas trees used to draw when we were at school. Right, some of these are not quite where I want them to be, so I'm just going to adjust so that it is going to the corner. Those ones are all right. There we go. So cut those diagonals off now. Bit quiet then because I was concentrating. There we go. And then this last one. There we are. So that should fit on my template like so. And you can see the cut line does go all the way up to there. Okay, so that's that bit done. And we'll just do this box here whilst I've got my bone folder and scissors out. This one is nice and straightforward. No extra goings on with this one. So with this one we're going to cut up we're going to notch in that side, trim it down, notch in that side, and we'll trim it down just to lose some of the bulk. There we go. Might save those little bits so I can do some small punches of things out of them. Right, I've got some fast fuse for quickness. So I'm just going to put some fast fuse on these flaps. Extra on there, and then we just get those corners to meet there. Stuck my own finger there to it, and that's our little cube. All done. I'll just put that one to one side as we build up this box. So what we need is glue on these 4 flaps, and we are building them 2 separately. So we're building that one and then this one separately, and then that will go in to the inside, and then we will trim it to neaten it up. Okay, so you can do this with tear and tape or wet glue. I'm just doing it with fuse because I've got it and it's quick. So put those little ones up. Like so. Stuck to my finger. And then that one to meet there, and then the same on the back bit. and then we just want to trim that bit there, and that bit there, and then the same on this bit, so you maintain that line of the diagonal. Like so. And then we need some thumb holes, and I just realised I haven't got my little 1/2 inch circle. So I'm just going to take my 1/2 inch circle. Trying to remember, did I use a 1/2 inch or did I do the 1 inch? I did the 1 inch. So I'll take my 1 inch circle, and I just want to I did it on the lid coming down. So you don't want to do very much because you've only got a 1/2 inch. So I'm actually going to do that with my 1/2 inch circle. Eyeball it so it's in the middle. Do a little one like that, and then on the inside of the box with the 1 inch circle, do a little punch on that, and then that should fit snugly in there, and then that will close over the top like so. And that's the little box. So you've got a thumb hole there to enable you to open it, and there you've got, and because that paper's so beautiful on the inside, it all matches lovely. Okay, so now we just need to decorate, and this one I decorated, this was a retired ribbon, but we have a beautiful ribbon to go with this in the new catalogue, which has been put somewhere nearby so I could use it, and I put the template on top of it. So we've got this lovely ribbon here with the Merry Christmases, which I thought would just look lovely with this. Of course, you can always make this for a different occasion, so you could use some plainer ribbon, but that's the ribbon we're going to use for this. And I got the Happy Christmas from the Wish for Everything. This it's got 2 stamp sets in it. The other one's got all the things for putting on the inside, verses and things for putting on the inside of your cards, and it also comes with a matching die set as well. These lovely dies which I've cut out here, so you can stamp your happy and then cut out your Christmas and do it that way. So I have mounted the happy and the Christmas all ready to stamp it, and I did actually trim it a little bit slightly so I could put them both together and stamp it in one go. So I've got my Happy Christmas mounted up there for the sentiment. I've got a scrap here of Very Vanilla, just using my embossing buddy there, and I'm going to stamp it in the middle because I am going to die cut it. Sprinkle it with the powder. And then we're just going to heat that up with my heat tool. So a bit of noise for you. watch the magic. So I've got 3 dies. So we've got the smallish stitched oval, that's going to cut out the sentiment. I've got the smallest scallop oval, cutting that out of Pretty Peacock, and then I've got the second smallest straight oval, which is slightly bigger than that one, which I'm going to cut out of copper, which I didn't get out, but as I've got to turn the camera off now anyway to go to the big shot, I'll show you when I've done it. So those are all cut out, ready to finish off. So they are going to get layered up, but I'm going to sandwich the ribbon in between, which I forgot to do on this one, so I stuck them all together, so I had to put a bit of cardstock on the back, but I am going to do it on this one. So we need a bit of ribbon to go around, so I'm just going to measure that around. Cut it off there. So that is about 8.5 inches. So I'm going to stick that to the top, and I shall sandwich between that one and that one. So we'll get a bit of, where's my fast fuse gone? There it is. In it was. Yeah, that one on there. And then I stick that on there, and then have it going around. Like so. And then you can stick this up on dimensionals, which I think I'll do actually. So I'll put these on there. And I think this would make lovely table favours at Christmas. We've got a few guests this Christmas. My sister-in-law and her husband have just moved to Turks and Caicos, and they're coming back for Christmas, so they're coming to us. And also my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, so we'll have a house full. So I'm going to make some nice little table gifts for the Christmas table. And how stunning would that look on the Christmas table, which I can fill with a nice little gift for each of them. So then just slip that off and open it up and have a little wow there for them on Christmas Day. Hope you like that. All the details will be over my blog, nigezza.co.uk. All the measurements there. I am thinking about, I might be clever and put centimetres on there as well. And this is it done in the retired one. Which I shall just get on. So yeah, there is a link appearing to the actual blog post with all the measurements on. And yeah, and if you'd like to get your hands on all this paper, remember I'm doing a paper and a ribbon share. You can order one or both of those. It is cheaper to order them both together. And you get a little bit extra freebie from me as well if you do that. And also don't forget, you can sign up to my takeaway class, which is for the snowman suite. So you get everything in the suite. You just get a little a quarter of everything, but you get the stamp set and the punch as well, so it saves you money because I'm posting it to you and you have to pay for the P&P from Stampin' Up, so do have a look at that as well. Okay, thank you for joining me. See you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can do that as well, and go and have a look at some other things. Bye for now.